I'm not doing too bad in the way of like spots and stuff, but I don't know if you can see it properly in this light, but I've got like this redness spreading across my face at the moment. It's not too bad today. It's worse than it was yesterday. And it sort of comes in flares, but it's like this bit here, can you see it? It like goes a little bit onto my nose, but my nose isn't as bad today. Just add that to the many list of things that I don't like about my face at the moment. Good morning. So, first thing that I wanted to talk about was how lovely are all of you. I uploaded the vlog yesterday. I don't know whether or not I'm going to be sort of uploading stuff the day it happens or the next day. I think it sort of depends on how the day goes, just because like after a certain point yesterday there wasn't really much to film, so I was like, I'll just edit it and upload it. So I did, and they were all so nice and lovely. On a serious note though, it was really nice to see such a positive response to somebody being open about like this kind of stuff. Like, you know, mental illness is something that's quite sort of near and dear to my heart. You know, I'm affected by it, my sister's affected by it, a lot of people I know are affected by it. You know, and it's something that I don't think gets as much sort of attention or credence as it should. Particular shout out to Joe, because that was a lovely thing to say. Hi Joe. Joe is a lovely person, by the way, with an amazing YouTube channel, so you should go check her out. It's Holy Crap, It's Joe. She does like amazing like nerdy sewing tutorials, which is just my thing all over. But that was nice. She wrote a really lovely comment, actually. It proper perked me up. So if you're watching this, thank you, Joe. So today, I am going to a place called Malvern with my mother. We are going to go to a archery shop. Because one thing that I've taken up recently that you guys don't know about is archery. Specifically primitive archery. Yeah, longbow and primitive archery. Where was I? Oh yes. So I don't know if I can be 100% sort of. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to talk about where I work. I don't work at. Well, I can say it now because I don't really give a shit. I used to work at B&Q. I do not anymore. I now, surprisingly, I work in finance. I know, right? How peculiar is that? I work in accounts receivable at a medico-legal reporting company. There you go. That's all I'm going to say, just in case. That's another reason why I might be a bit of a weekend vlogger, because obviously because of data protection and stuff like that, I can't even have my phone on me while I'm at work, let alone, you know, be recording anything. I'd be just instantly fired. And there's a girl who works in the invoicing department called Hannah, who I actually remembered back from when I used to go to church, you know, back before I was a Satanist. I don't go to church anymore, if you hadn't already guessed. But, and she mentioned that she was going to archery the one weekend, that they shoot near where my parents live, and I was like, you know what, we'll go, I think it'll be fun. She mentioned that there was like they do this like training course, and the first session's free, and you can literally go along to it, and there's no obligation to go to the other ones if you don't fancy it, all this stuff, blah 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 blah. So I went. I was originally going to go with Amy, my sister. She did come along, and then our mum ended up joining in as well, which was really nice, because it's been a long time since the three of us have sort of done, like, you know, we go out for like tea and coffee, and, you know, we see each other quite regularly, but we haven't sort of done anything together really for a long time. So that was really cool. and we ended up loving it, so we signed up for the whole course. Amy, not so much. I mean, fair play to it. It's not for everyone. She's really good at it, which is annoying. She would just prefer a sort of more modern style of archery, which is, you know, completely valid. That's absolutely fine. However, me and Mum love it. So much so that last weekend I got my first bow. She's beautiful. She's a 68-inch, 36 draw weight. She's a field bow, hybrid longbow technically, and she's gorgeous. I don't know what to call her yet. I was going to call her Xena, but you know, Xena was melee, so I don't really know if I can do it. And then I wanted to call her Artemis, but then I was like, oh, cliche much. So I don't know. If you have any ideas for what I should call my bow, comment down below. So back to the original point I'm trying to make. So we are going to this place in Malvern today called Centre Shot Archery Supplies, basically to look into getting some archery stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Hello again, friends. So I'm home now. Hopefully you've just seen some lovely little footage of pottering around Malvern with Mum. I didn't film much while I was out. Yeah, I didn't film much while we were out, just because, you know, it's quite rare for me and my mum to get sort of a time to do stuff, just us on our own, and I didn't really want to be sort of, you know, grabbing the camera out and focusing on recording shit. I'd rather just spend time with my mum, to be fair. Plus also, she's not exactly, when I say, the word photogenic is not used in the correct sense here. And she's not necessarily camera shy either, she just doesn't like it, which is fair enough. So, I'm back home now. I'm having my first tiny tea of the day. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell from the video yesterday, but I'm back on the tiny tea cups. I got this ages ago, I think, when it was on offer for like, it's the gluten-free one, which is good because I am trying to sort of not necessarily eliminate gluten from my diet, but one of the like issues I've been having lately is well, I say issues, this is all sort of here and there stuff that on its own is absolutely inconsequential, but over the past couple months it's all started to sort of link together a little bit, and just rather have it checked out and stuff like that. And one of them is my stomach. A lot of you, well, you might not know actually, because the evidence is really only on my personal Facebook. You know, which if you ever find it, good luck. But yeah, about 3.5 to 4 years ago, I was about 14 stone. To put that into sort of perspective for you, I'm about 11 now. So I was a good 3 stone heavier than I was, and everything else has slimmed relatively back down. I still got a little bit of a double chin, but you know, I'm like 5'3" and 11 stone, so you know, I'm I'm big for my size, but I am not a big girl. That's the way I put it anyway. So I lost about 3 stone over the course of 3 years. Still got a way to go, obviously, or else I wouldn't be bothering doing, you know, detoxes and diets and stuff like that. But so I lost all that weight, and everything sort of came back into proportion except for my stomach, which a couple people over the years have actually asked if I'm pregnant or not on occasion, which is lovely, and why I don't, here, I'll show you, this is why I don't wear skin tight stuff. That's my stomach. I'm not poking it out, I'm not sucking it in. That is what I look like if I have clothes that cling to me, which is not very nice. So one of the things they're looking at is, again, that's another thing that's sort of being looked into as part of this whole wider umbrella of shit. But one of the things I've been trying to do to get rid of that is, you know, if one of the things that does cause bloating quite a lot of the time is gluten intolerance. I'm not saying I'm gluten intolerant, maybe it just doesn't agree with me, but you know, if it'll help get rid of this, I'll try it. So I've got gluten-free pasta at the moment, I've got gluten-free crumpets, gluten-free tiny tea. So, you know, I'm just trying to sort of do whatever I can, really. But yeah, so Mum and I went to Centre Shot Archery Supplies. I didn't end up getting a quiver in the end, just because they were a little bit more expensive than I thought they'd be, and with the nicest wool in the world. There's one I've been viewing on Merlin Archery, which I'm probably going to go buy now. That's like less than a tenner, so I'll probably go for that one, because even if it doesn't end up being fantastic, it was less than a tenner. But Mum bought me a 3-finger shooting glove as well, which was very nice of her, because I was going to go home and just get a cheapy one, but she got me a nice one, because she's my mummy and she loves me. And other than that, we've not really got too much. We've got the guys coming over for Magic the Gathering tonight, as generally tends to happen on a Wednesday. So I'm just going to chill for a little bit and then clean the living room. So I'll see you guys in a bit.